The man hired an artist to hand-paint US dollar bills, but the new version of the bills had way more detailed features, so he needed the artist's help. Eventually, the artist agreed. He locked himself in his studio and began drawing the bills. His skill was extraordinary, every line was drawn with perfect precision. A month later, he finished all the bills. But real money had one unique feature: it changed color. To recreate the same effect, they needed to find paper that could also shift color. They tested over 100 kinds of paper, but nothing worked. Until, to their surprise, they discovered that this exact type of paper was used in phone books. So the man disguised himself as a charity worker and bought up tons of phone books, just to get his hands on that special paper. Then ink became the next challenge. Real dollar bills use ink that changes color depending on the viewing angle. Since they couldn't buy that kind of ink anywhere, they decided to steal it. The man and the artist ambushed a truck transporting the ink on a highway and hijacked it. After stealing the ink, they even detonated a bomb. With all the materials ready, they began printing counterfeit money. The result was flawless, you couldn't tell the fake bills from the real ones. Everyone was thrilled with the outcome except the artist. He felt deeply uneasy and didn't want to keep committing crimes. He told the man he wanted out of the plan. The man got angry, smashed a glass, and locked the artist on a boat, and threatened him with his girlfriend. The artist had no choice but to promise the man to continue the forgery. They sold the counterfeit money to buyers all over the world. But this time, during a deal with a buyer from Myanmar, things went wrong. The buyer pulled out a gun and demanded they hand over the counterfeiting process. But the man just smiled. He lifted his shirt, which was filled with time bombs. Then he gave the artist a signal, and the artist dropped the remote control. But nothing happened. The next second. In the confusion, the man and the painter rushed to escape, but there were too many enemy soldiers and they were trapped. Just then, their partner arrived in a car, took out all the enemies, and rescued them. But as the artist was about to leave, he noticed a woman in the burning building. He rushed in and pulled her out. Then he took her with him and helped treat her injuries. Looking at the beautiful woman in front of him, he found himself torn between her and his girlfriend.